Khan versus, is it Juan Diaz? Come on, man. You know that's a streamer. That's a streamer. Even if it turns out to be a good fight. This is just a marking time fight for Khan before he jumps back in with the big boys. It's not the best fight he can possibly take at the moment. Ricky Burns takes on somebody near Jose Gonzalez. And I haven't seen Gonzalez fight. I don't want to say streamer or no streamer. I'm not going to do that. That would be out of ignorance. So I'm not going to do that. You know. If Adrian Broner does fight Paulie Malignaggi, I'm in two minds to call that. I'd say see the thing. Look, let me keep it real with you. Yeah, I don't know. I see. Sometimes I think I sound a bit condescending when I talk to some of you guys, but I think some people have forgotten boxing. And I'm going to quantify it with my prediction for the Broner-DeMarco fight after. Yeah? Some people seem to think that if you're fighting somebody who's a light puncher, that you're taking the easy option out. That's not necessarily the case in boxing, you know? Because while they might not be hitting you with big concussive shots, they can hit you with a lot of shots, you know? And like, I mean, as that doctor said, they all count up at the end of your career. Yeah, I think this fight, I think Broner Malignaggi makes me put an extra category into this streamer, no streamer system, and it could go both ways. This is a stream, no stream. It can go both ways. And yeah, let me quantify my point. Before Broner fought DeMarco, because he had the impressive KO over Molina and banged him over, and he was looking like a puncher, aggressive puncher, everybody clamoured for that fight instead of the Vasquez fight, and people were tipping DeMarco to bang Broner over, while I was banging the drum, I think nearly by myself. Yeah, maybe there's a few other pundits out there who were saying that Vasquez would be the better fight. I'm saying, look, Vasquez is going to give him the harder fight. Broner's going to destroy DeMarco if he walks in there and gives up his height without his jab to bang it out. He's going to destroy him. And what happened? You know, sometimes fighting the lighter puncher isn't always the greater option. I remember when one of my favourite British fighters, Pat Barrett from Manchester, the big puncher, and he finally got his world title shot against Manning Galloway. Whew. I'll tell you this guy can't break an egg. But this guy, oh God. And he just had the most herky jerky. I tell you what he boxed like. A kangaroo. You see one of the cartoons where you see the kangaroos box? That's what he boxed like. I'm not being derogatory to the guy, but that's what he boxed like. And he was the WBO welterweight champion. You know what I mean? I don't know, it was weird. He had a weird style. Hard to hit as fuck. Hard to hit. And we all thought, well, at least I did, because I was a Pat Barrett fan. Not a fanboy, but a fan. I thought Barrett was going to blow him out quick. Smash him up. Barrett couldn't land a punch on this dude, man. And it wasn't like Galloway was throwing concussive shots, and he wasn't. It was just like, it was weird, because you're thinking, damn, this guy can't punch, but he's just nullified Pat's punches. He just nullified him. It was just like, it was weird, man. It was just weird. It was one of the weirdest Saturdays. I remember after watching that fight, I was just like, in the stars. Like, what did he do? It was almost like he put a magic spell on Barrett. You're not allowed to hit me, and he didn't. It was weird. And he's throwing these funny punches, man. He was just, oh man. Not necessarily a bad fight because Paulie can't crack, you know. Paulie has improved in the last few years. He has turned his career around. If you guys don't acknowledge that and just want to rubbish the fight, then you're just being a bit biased because you don't like the guy, you don't like Broner, you know. And it's funny, Devin Alexander and Paulie have been going at it for a few years now, you know, in a war of words to try and establish who's the better fighter. But they've both been subject to similar treatment in recent months, where people are saying the challengers are too strong to challenge for their world title belts. Well, when did this start, that a challenger is too good to fight for a world title? When did that start? You know? The world champion is supposed to take on all comers. That's the ethos. He's supposed to take on all comers. And the belts are there to be won. The belts are prizes like the money is a prize. Whether you think a champion is weak or if the champion is weak, the belt has to be taken. Someone has to take the belt. So look, right, if Floyd was to bang over Alexander and Broner was to bang over Malignaggi easy, that's what's supposed to happen. Now, the problem isn't with them taking on a supposed weak or a weak champion. The problem would be is if they were to take that belt and then start defending against subpar opposition. That would be the problem. Not them taking the belt off a champion who hasn't been the best champion that we've seen. You know, it doesn't make sense, really. That doesn't make sense. He's a world champion. Yeah? However he got there, that's who he is. He's a world champion. The belt's got to be taken. It's what they do with the belt after what counts. You know? Like I said the other day, there'll never be no pleasing some boxing fans. I mean, okay, the Ring Magazine have got Keith Thurman rated 10 at welterweight. At the bottom. If he was to fight Paulie, people would be saying, oh man, I mean, like, he went for the weakest champion. Yeah? So who can fight for Paulie's belt? So what are we saying? Just let substandard fighters fight for his belt. So that just devalues the belt further then. It doesn't make sense. I mean, back in the day, when Primo Carnera, who was a giant heavyweight for that time there, he's about 6'6", like, you know, big guy. He defeated Jack Sharkey. Sharkey had just took the heavyweight championship from Max Schmeling. And it's widely thought that when Carnero defeated Sharkey, that the fight was fixed because Carnero was a mob-controlled fighter. And even though he was really big and full of muscle, he couldn't fight. You know? He wasn't a very well coordinated. He wasn't a natural fighter. He was mob controlled. They brought him in there to be used and abused and fill their pockets. And before Sharkey fought Schmeling, he actually beat Carnero on points quite easily. And then Carnero knocks him out in 6 rounds. And, you know, Sharkey didn't look right for the whole fight, to be honest with you. And it's widely thought the fight was fixed. A lot of people thought Carnero was a joke. Yeah? And a lot of the, like, boxing purists couldn't stand to see him there as champion. He defended the title twice. You know? I'm reading all this some box rec here. He defended it twice against Tommy Lauren, who I think was a bloody middleweight. I'm sure Tommy Lauren was a middleweight. How the fuck he got up to heavyweight to fight for the title? And he went the distance with Carnero. And so did Paulino Osgodan, an Italian. And basically, the boxing purists didn't like the idea of Carnero representing the sport as world heavyweight champion. So, Max Baer was brought in there, and Max Baer was a big puncher and a good fighter, but he didn't really take the game serious. And I think a lot of people put the bug in Max's ear. Look, man, this is one fight you have to take seriously, you know. And Max beat the fuck out of him, knocked him out. You know what I mean? Like, in 11 rounds. I mean, and Max was a top contender. So that's how it should go. You got a substandard champion. The strong challengers take the belt away from him. That happens sometimes. Sometimes the challengers are better than the champions, but the belt's there to be taken. That's boxing. Okay, this isn't box rec and this isn't reading anything from the internet. As far as I remember, the Lauren Canelo fight had the biggest weight disparity between any two fighters in a world championship up to that point. I don't know if that's been eclipsed. How much did Roy give away against Ruiz? Ruiz weren't as big as Canelo. And more than likely, Roy weighed much more than Lauren. So I think that record might actually still stand. You know what I'm saying? But then again, we've had Valuev in the ring, and Valuev's even bigger than Canelo. So maybe something like Canelo, Valuev versus Hay, or Valuev versus anyone he's fought, Shagayev or anyone. Who knows, you know? And although Canelo cut quite a pitiful figure being used to make money for the mob and shit like that, he did actually become a very successful and rich wrestler. Martin Murray versus Sergio Martinez is a streamer. I don't want to deny Murray his big payday and his purse. He deserves it just for stepping in the ring, I suppose. But I don't think he's done enough at even European level to warrant this yet. Despite the draw against Felix Sturm, I just don't think he has. It's a streamer. That one's a streamer for now. He's a very strong lad. I think his strength could tell in the latter part of the fight and could become a factor. But I have Martinez winning big. I don't think he'll be able to stop Murray though. He'll go the distance. Deontay Wilder versus Audley Harrison. Streamer. There's a streamer. It's a streamer in terms of Audley not really being in a position to be talked about as a stiff challenger for somebody with world championship pretensions, you know. And Audley's got this I don't know, he's like Strictly Come Dancing, he's a bit of a celebrity, he's got a bit of mouth on him, good talker, 6'5", you know, quite an imposing looking dude, you know, physically looks the part, and people are still going to want to see the fight. Yeah, I mean, like, the British public can't give Audley up like a 20-a-day cigarette habit for some reason. And Deontay Wilder, 27-0, 27 KOs, I believe, you know, was a big puncher. Some people might think, oh man, you know what I mean, it's a streamer, but, you know, nah, I can't put that. Some people might think, oh, that's a no streamer. No, it's not. Not for me. No. Don't wake me, I'm streaming.